So here it is, the final hand. Jack 8, I'm in raise, he calls. An absolute dream flop for me, I'll drop a straight. Only King Jack is beating me at this point. Hello everyone, so as you can see from the title, I won a poker tournament last night. Woo! I don't know what that was. $2,100, which is about 1,670 English pounds. In the Footy Accumulators Bounty Tournament, it was $5 to enter. 3,950 players in it. And as I say, I won it. So what I thought I'd do this video is show you how I did it. I'm going to show you some hands. Before I get into that, if you want to watch this video here, I'll put a link in the description, of my history of poker, how I got involved. I've been playing since about 2009. Had a break the last few years, but I got the bug again because during lockdown there's not much else to do and all the poker sites are absolutely packed with people playing. Been playing home games with my mates and things like that, so it's really fun. And I'm glad I did start playing again because obviously winning this, great success. Anyway, another video I'm going to recommend you to watch before you watch this one is this one. My Bootlegger Home Game, which I live stream. It's about 2 hours long. I had a bit of a deep run and it's the exact same format as this tournament I'm about to show you. So if you want to see what it's like to start and then run kind of deep towards the money with no edits and see all the hands, if you've got that sort of time, watch that video if you want to. Because where I'm going to pick up on this video is with 12 left. So you start off this tournament with 50,000 chips. I've got 22 million chips on where you're about to see, or about 20 million. So that just proves how much play and how many hands I'd won to get to this point. About 3 hours of play, to be exact. Let's show you how it happened. I hope you enjoy this. Please like and subscribe. And let's pick up the first hand of about 8 I show you. So yeah, first hand here, look, I got King Queen in the big blind. Our boy there, player 6, min raises to 1.4 million. We have about 30 big blinds. We're second in chips at the time, I believe, out of the final 12. And it's an easy call against a min raise here. I'm going to play cautiously, but also you've got to remember player 6 here had a huge bounty at the time. So I really want his bounty, but let's be cautious. We are second. We don't know how it ended. So the flop was Queen 8-6. I'm always calling. He's most of the time always going to continuation bet. And my plan was just to check call all the way down and hope he keeps bluffing into me. I know I pretty much have the best hand most of the time. Top pair, decent kicker. He does bet 2.1 million. And I do call that bet as I explained. There's no point in raising because he's only going to call with better, most likely. The turns are free. Now, if I remember correctly, I think he checks here. Let's have a look. Both checked. So the river comes a 6. There's 7 million in the middle. I'm hoping he bets, so I'll just check to him. Hoping he bluffs again, and we pick up a nice pot. But, as you can see here, he does shove all in for 14 million. Double the size of the pot. And in my experience, when players do this, they always have it. I mean, it took me ages, this hand. I used my whole time bank. I was iffing and ahhing. I knew he had the 6, but because of his huge bounty and the fact I would still have about 3.9 million left, so I still had a chance to win the tournament, I ended up making the call, as you'll see in a minute. As I mentioned, they always seem to have it in these $5 tournaments. It's very, very rare someone bluffs like this with absolutely nothing. But the bounty enticed me to make the call because his bounty was absolutely huge at the time. Here we go. This is me making the call here. Put him in. There we go. I do make the call. And he flipped his hand over to reveal the 6-7. There it is. So he did hit trip 6s on the river. And I was absolutely devastated at this point. And I thought it was it. I thought that was it. I was 12th out of 12 players left after this hand. And I thought I'd well and truly messed it all up. Anyway, on to the next hand. This is the first hand I played on the final table. We have 8 remaining. I have 10 big blinds, so as you can tell, I have got my way back up to 10 million from the 3.9 million I had after that King Queen hand. And this is an absolute dream scenario for me. For me, even. This was a few hands into the final table. I get dealt Pocket Kings, the second best hand in poker. I've got just over 10 big blinds, My bounty was huge at the time, so I know people were hunting for my bounty. Player 6, with about 7 big blinds, was first to act. And if I remember correctly, he just min raises to 2 million. Let's have a look. Yeah, which is very strange in his situation. In my opinion, you should just shove or fold. When they do min raise like this, it can either mean they're absolutely petrified and they don't want to get knocked out, so they're just trying to cling on and have that mini raise and hope it gets through, which it rarely does. Or they've got pocket aces or a huge hand like kings, like my hand I've got here, and they're just trying to get action. So I had no choice but to shove all in with pocket kings here. No other play at all for me. No brainer, which I do, as you shall see in moments. There we go. So we did go all in luck. And after the cards are on their back and the flop, turn and river were dealt, as you can see, I doubled up to 20 million. I did hit a king on the flop. It scared the life out of me when he hit the ace, because, as you know, if the ace come and no king come for me, I would have been knocked out in this hand. Well, I'd have had a few million left. So this is the next hand, as you can see. A few players have been knocked out. There's only 4 remaining. I stayed very patient up until this point, just waiting for a solid hand, which, as you can see here, I do get. Just under 10 big blinds with ace-jack offsuit four-handed. Absolutely huge hand to have. As again, same with kings, no other choice. I've been very lucky other players have got knocked out. And at this point, it was all about doubling up and trying to go for the win. Player 5, under the gun, did min raise to 2.8 million, which is quite a strong play, but he could just be trying to steal the blinds. As I mentioned, I'm all in. There's no other choice. He probably will call player 5. But these are the risks you've got to take if you want to win tournaments. So we're all in with ace-jack. Let's play this one. And there we go. So player 5 did fold, but in the big blind, player 4, who had loads of chips, did make the call with ace-10. Had him absolutely dominated. And thankfully for us, ace-jack did hold up. It's ace-king. So with 4 left still. We've got 26 million this time, so we've lost a little bit from the last double up with ace-jack. This was only a few hands later. Very simple again. 16 million, 1.6 million even is the big blind, which gives us about 15 big blinds. Ace-king, a huge hand to have again. Very fortunate to get this four-handed. And there's only one play. Once again, it's all in with ace-king. It has to be. And there we go. Now, this was very, very unlucky for player 2, who also had ace-king. I hit 4 diamonds for the ace-high flush, which is extremely lucky. Obviously, the majority of the time, this is a split pot. But as I've mentioned a lot of times during this video, you do need to get lucky. And this is a time I got lucky, which took me up to second place in chips, leaving player 2 and player 5 very short. So very fortunate, but we'll take it. And this was, as I mentioned, very important on our run to victory. On to the next hand. As you can see, player 2 is big blind, only got 5 million. I really wanted his bounty. He had a huge bounty, so my plan was, if it folded around to me, was to shove all in with any 2 cards. My hand didn't even matter at this point. Just wanted to take my chances of getting his bounty. I got 7-8, so it does fold round from memory. Player 5 does fold, which I was quite shocked at, because I thought he might try and go for player 2's bounty. So there we go. Look, I'm all in. Player 2 was pretty much calling with any 2 cards because he was so short. But in fact, as you'll see, he did end up having a good hand. I can't remember what it was now, but I was surprised to see what it was, because he could have had absolutely anything because he was so short. So there we go. Look, we got very lucky. He had ace-10, so he did have the better hand than us. But we hit a 7 on the river, which I'll take. And that was a massive bounty and a little bit more luck that came our way. Not a majorly significant pot, but it was significant in terms of winning his huge bounty. So a little bit more luck, and that left us with 3. But I thought I'd show you how we got down to the last 2. I folded king 5 on the button. All in from player 4. Quick call from player 5 with 5 big blinds. And as you'll see, player 4 got a bit of luck and hit a jack to knock him out. Ace queen for player 5. Pretty unfortunate for him, but player 4 did nothing wrong. He was hunting for that bounty, which is a common theme on this final table. So that's how we got to the last 2. Heads up. This was the first hands of heads up. So my ace 4, he raised, I called, and I was just planning to call him down as I do. Look, 5 million, 11 million, and then I check the river, hope he hangs himself. But he does catch a 3, if I remember right, so he just gives up. So this was the pot that got me into the lead, which is significant because now I could actually knock him out and get his bounty and win the tournament. So that was an important heads-up hand right there. So here it is, the final hand. Jack 8, I'm in raise, he calls. An absolute dream flop for me, I'll drop a straight. Only King Jack is beating me at this point. I bet, he free bets to 15 million. I go all in, he calls. I'm absolutely loving life, I can't believe it. Just hoping he hasn't got King Jack. And he turns over 9-10 for 2 pairs. So pretty unfortunate for him, but pretty good for me. We win the tournament, we win his bounty, £1,600. And what a win. I was so happy. What a way to end it. And what a tournament. Absolute scenes on the final hand. 157 million. Come on. There you go. That's how I did it. Got lucky in a few situations. Obviously a lot of it was just all in or fold because the blinds were so big. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Put your thoughts in the comments. Am I just a lucky git? Probably. I will be streaming another home game like I did the other week. I'm going to stream the next Bootlegger Home Game, which is the exact same format as this. So let's hope it can run deep again, so I hope you join me for that. If you've never played poker before, I highly recommend you do it. Responsible gambling. There's a lot of free poker websites out there. It's a great game. It's fascinating. You can play with friends. Obviously, ideal for lockdown. We've been playing home games on PokerStars, me and my mates and that. It's good fun. And I've got the poker bug again. I really have. I'm going to start playing more during lockdown and hopefully we can win another tournament. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all next video.